Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome back to our yet another in continuation session of GEG APAC Staying Connected 7.0. So, as mentioned in the morning, we are here on the platform where we are going to present various techniques and various knowledge from different presenters who are there with us. So, today we have various presenters from different parts of India as well as from Asia, and they all are going to share their expertization about different techniques to you. And the session will be amazing. So let me introduce myself. What is GEG APAC? And further, we will share about me myself. So, as I said, this is the seventh time when GEG APEC is having its session. So, every year, twice a year, we have APEC sessions wherein presenters from different parts of Asia get connected, collaborate with each other, and present their some or the other expertization with the public. And this forum is by the educators and for the educators. And if you want to go to see different various sessions till now, whatever we have they have happened, you can go on and watch on GG APEC website. The link will be shared in the chat box later on once we start the session. So I'll be sharing you the link in the chat box so you can have a look there. All our schedule for the day will be shared there, plus the past sessions. You whatever you want to watch, whenever you want to watch, you can just watch them there live, they and get connected with us. So here is the schedule. What we are going to share is the first session we had in the morning at 11 o'clock was curtain raiser. We had raised the curtain for the APEC session event 7.0, and we had a great session with Ms. Kamalpreet from Punjab about going global with Flip. Then we had Mr. Benny from Malaysia who had shared all the session about poll everywhere and interactive add-ons for 21st century learning. And at this time, currently at 3 o'clock, we also have one more session aligned with Mr. Nate Gildart, uh, and that is about be an explorer, bring the world to your classroom with Google Geo tools. So this, according to our IST, it's 3 p.m., but it is happening on GEG Nagoya. The link will be shared to you in the chat box once again, and you can also watch this show on the GEG APEC website when we share you. Okay, as this is happening currently at the Japanese time from GG Nagoya by Ned Gildart. And currently we have Miss Akansha Jain with us, who is going to share her expertization about Edtech Ventures on our platform, GG Surat and Ghaziabad. Further going, I'll talk about myself. I am Ms. Panna Gandhi, a passionate educator, leader, and founder of GEG Surat. And I am also a Google certified trainer, an educator, Wakelet certified educator, community member, Mode certified educator, Mode ambassador, SDG warrior, KME certified educator, and B Internet Awesome CBSC master trainer. I am into this profession since last 30 years and have been sharing whatever I have with students and teachers, and always have wonderful experience with people around me as well as students till now. Along with me, there are other presenters there are other two hosts join due to some technical glitch and other commitments. So they are Miss Mukta Sablok, my co-partner. She is the founder and leader of GG Ghaziabad, and her co-leader, Miss Sumedha Sodi. So, as I said, the session aligned with today's session currently, according to 3 p.m. IST, is and 6 p.m. JST, that is Japanese time. The session is by Mr. Nate Gildart on Be an Explorer, Bring the World to Your Classroom with Google Geo tools. And currently on our platform, as I said, we will be having the session with Miss Akansha Jain. So over to you, Miss Akansha. Please share about yourself and give the introduction. Welcome, Ms.
Yes,
Akansha, to your platform and giving us an opportunity to share your expertise with the public. So, welcome at our platform. Yes, Ms.
yes.
Akansha, please go ahead with
Thank you. First of all, a very happy new year to everyone. And good afternoon, good morning, good evening, according to the time schedules. We are in different zones right now. So, my name is Akanksha Jain, and I'm from Delhi. And introducing myself, I have done a Bachelor's of Elementary Education, that is BLEd, and along with that, I've done Masters in Hindi. Hindi was my specialized subject in graduation and certificate in guidance, certificate in nutrition and childcare, instructional leadership in education from British Council, communicating effectively with learners who are vulnerable, etc. And I have more than 7 years of experience in teaching, curriculum development, content designing, and proofreading. So I am here as a speaker that I'll be speaking on Edtech Ventures and its scope, that is post COVID, post pandemic era specifically. So I'll begin the session right now. So the thing is that when I take you back to your childhood, if you could recall about your childhood, like I can recall about my childhood, when I hear the word edtech, only a few things crop up in my mind when I talk about my childhood. That was visiting the computer lab and having the basic knowledge of Google or Microsoft or MS Office and basic internet usage. So my knowledge of tech had been limited to this thing only till I was in school, till I was studying as a student. But right now, if I talk about the current scenario, that is specifically, I'll talk about the last 3 years that has gone, that has passed. So, in these 3 years, a major transformation has been made in the education field, in the sector of education, and in specifically, like my topic talks about edtech venture. So technology has seen a major drift, major change, and it definitely is a boon for the education sector also and all the other sectors also. So right now my topic is EdTech Ventures and its scope post pandemic. So like,
Sorry to interrupt, Akansha.
ma'am,
Yeah. So, would you like to share your screen, ma'am?
yes, ma'am,
Yeah, I'll be at the backstage,
yeah,
and you can continue with the session.
yeah, sure,
Great going. Yes, ma'am.
thank you,
Mm.
yeah. So, when I say about the COVID time, that was in the pandemic, we were having our classes, we were conducting our classes busy in a remote location at our places, in our comfortable zones, and using platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, and other softwares that were used in specific schools or specific organizations. So technology has supported us in this way that during the time where everything was shut down, we were able to have all our classes, all our sessions, and all our work using technology. Just because of technology, we were right there in the loop without stepping out of our homes. So post pandemic, it's been more than two and a half years that we are having everything is open right now and everything is back to normal. We are switched to normal lives, normal routines. So post pandemic, there has been a major change in our teaching system, in our pedagogies, in the curriculum, because technology has been added. It added to a greater extent right now. Now, there is no lockdown, but technology is being used in different ways. So, I'll talk about that. So, like I was saying, mentioning the Zoom platforms we were using. And so, there was, when we used Zoom platform and Google Meet platforms, there were also extra platforms like the Google Meet, like various apps like extra marks and various sites were used to enhance our knowledge on various subjects. So, I'll have to start with this quick brainstorming session. Like my specialization is language. So when it comes to language, in my classes during the COVID time, I use technology in terms of like I use links, I use sites, websites, like if I want to be very specific in this, like I'm taking an example of creative writing. If I want to do creative writing in my class, how can technology help me with the topic creative writing? Creative writing in my topic, if I'm using creative writing as a tool to enhance my learners language skills, communication skills, all the LSRW, the skills of reading, writing, speaking, listening. So I use sites like Children's Book Trust website or Pratham Books. So these are the sites that provide us not only with books, not only with children's literature, but they also provide us resources like uh, like articles or book reviews or glimpses from the various books that have currently been released in the market. So we can also use these links to enhance our knowledge, to make our learning more meaningful, more relevant, and as most of the educators say, that hands-on learning, active learning, like the constructivists also emphasize on active learning, active participation of the learners in the curriculum, in the teaching and learning process, to make them feel more relevant, more contextual to their immediate environment. So I have used these links, links like hindikibindi.com. That is a tool that's a website that uses language resources like poems, essays, articles, rhymes. They have all this thing in one platform, and they use it to enhance our learning process, enhance the language skills. So, as I told about these links, I'm sure that you all must be also aware of various language learning apps or educational apps that help us to more visualize our learning in a more constructive way, in a more active and playful, joyful way. So these things can be taken care of when when we make our plans, when we construct our plans, when we use technology. So, as I said, that technology has definitely been a boon and a set to the learning process post pandemic also as well. But however, whenever there's a thing, it is usually said that using more of excessive of technology is definitely not a good thing, as we all know. So it makes us to drive to another point. The other point that I want to state here is that a balance between the technology and offline learning process has to be made. In this, I mean to say that I'm not saying technology is bad, don't use technology, but I'm just saying that use technology, but accommodate it with the offline learning process also. Like I'll be more clear with my example. Like I said, creative writing. So if I suppose I'm giving my learners a creative writing task, using the links, I'm providing my learners with an input, with a topic, with an idea. So now, what they do with that idea, do they write a poem, do they write an article, or a rhyme, or a story, or picture description activity? That all depends to their environment and their creativity and imagination. So here I have made balance between the technology. I'm not serving everything in the platter using the technology. Everything is not served on the plate using technology, but I'm just facilitating an input, any interesting input to the learners using technology, and they are enhancing the imagination and creativity using their own skills like thinking, problem solving skills, creative thinking, imagination. So they have made a balance between both, and enhance the learning outcome of the creative writing topic that I've used in this my language lesson. So balance is really important when it comes to technology. Now that I've talked about the few examples from the language topic creative writing, I'll also talk about the post-pandemic scenario and the online platforms. Like we all know that we are not that this pandemic has not ended as yet, so still we are facing issues when it comes to health issues and lifestyle problems. So this online platforms has helped us a lot in this thing, in not compromising on our education, not compromising on our learnings. So there are various platforms that empower the learners with various skills like public speaking or creative writing or personality development classes. So, first of all, I want to make it clear that we are not here for promoting anything. So, I'll not name any particular app or brand in this thing. But I just wish to state that there are platforms that are giving opportunity to the learners, to professionals, to all educators, and each one of us, be it a student or an educator or any person not related to the education field directly. So it's open to all, whereas wherein the platforms have came up now that enhance our learning skills, that are giving opportunities like distance learning or online learning to enhance our skills in one particular area like language learning or coding or graphic designing or animations. Since technology is not just limited to edtech, they are it's a much vast opportunity. So it's a much vast platform that has reach of everyone globally. So that means we have different platforms and different opportunities when it comes to Edtech Ventures. So, like if I give an example of a story, if we see a YouTube link on a story, like there's a YouTube video that is being played, and we have it as a story, as a story that is in form of video and audio both. So it's not just about the that some person gives a story and it's quickly uploaded on YouTube. It also requires technicalities like graphics, like animation, sound, voice dubbing, images, cartoons, and various tools of like Microsoft Publishing or various internet tools and softwares that are required in having any story or any animated video to upload it online. So there are various edtech platforms and opportunities available online that help us learn these technicalities, and we can use it to our maximum possible extent that we can help in the learners to make it a more creative and more engaging innovative process of learning. So it all depends on us how we use the technology and how best possible way we can use it actively and innovatively so that technology is not troubling us and we are not affecting our lifestyles, and our skills and learning also go hand in hand, and we are learning continuously and constantly with much more ease, enthusiasm, and in our comfort zone. That is most important. So when it comes to technology, there has been using of various apps, various additional softwares when it comes to schools or educational organizations. Like if I talk about teaching, teaching is post pandemic just not being limited to just in schools or coaching centers. It has opened up a arena of this thing in edtech field. So we are having Google Classrooms and various platforms that can help us teach in a much more better way, much more engaging way. So, like I would just like to mention here just a small example of an app that I just came across in the last week only. There's an app that helps us to relax ourselves, relax in terms of peace, in terms of stress, in terms of inner health and inner peace. So there's this app called Neem that helps us relax ourselves with the help of just installing the app and having the meditation or something concentration kind of themes like music, peaceful music that can help us. So I'm mentioning this thing because I think when I came across installed the app, this particular app on my device and used it really was wonderful experience, and we can use such things in our classrooms, in our uh, uh, organizations or in our setups to make it more meaningful and more interesting, and it's thinking out of the box also. So because we as individuals, as human beings, we are having some kind of like a lifestyle or some kind of things that have we wish to have the inner peace. So these things can be helped to increase that concentration and attention span also of the learners as well as educators. So it all depends on us eventually how we use technology, how best possible way we can extract our knowledge and extract the skills and additional knowledge and make ourselves more knowledgeable and more aware about the current trends in the society. So uh, I'll uh, I'll also talk about that when it comes to online platforms like Google Meet and Zoom and other likewise platforms. There are also various options where we can interact also with the learners. Like when it comes to physical classrooms, we have students that can who can raise hands and ask questions. But when it comes to online learning sessions, uh, a question might arise in minds of people who haven't experienced the online learning platform, that how can it be interactive session, how can the teacher be present to raise the queries of the to raise to the queries of the students. So we have options like raise hand, and we also have options like talking amongst with the teacher using the chat option, chat box option. We can have the share screen option. Like if I present my screen, if I'm doing a slideshow, a PowerPoint presentation, and I am helping them to make a presentation, to make a PowerPoint presentation based on the knowledge of the particular concept. So, like the concept is creative writing only, I'll take essay writing. So, if I'm helping my learners to make a PowerPoint presentation on essay writing, so if any learner is stuck in one particular place, that he or she is not able to decide what to do in this slide, so we can always use the option of share screen or chat box, or asking by unmuting the learner, by having an interaction with the learner that where exactly it has been stuck. So these platforms are not only just one way learning medium that I just speak as a teacher, or I just do it as a lecture portion and the students are just passive listeners. It's not like that. So there are various options that have been given in these online platforms so that the classroom also goes active, also goes engaging. It's not a one way process, it's a mutual process, it's a two-way process wherein the teacher and the students interact and the learning goes hand in hand. We are constantly learning. So the online platforms like these can help us a lot. Like I'll also like to mention the platform of NCRT, National Council of Education Research and Training. We all use NCRT textbooks in our schools. So we when we visit the NCRT website, official website, it has various linked platforms like Diksha and CBSC. So when we visit these sites, there are just not circulars and things like that. but there are various educational resources like various sessions, various articles, various journals. And when I talk about NCRT has a reading series by the name of Barkha in primary grades and so on. They have various children's literature that are that are available in not only in Hindi and English language, but also in regional languages as well. And the best part about the literature is that they are very easy to comprehend and they are very colorful and interactive in the way and very short story kind of like one page, one single line. So I'm mentioning this because NCRT has the textbooks are very nice, but when we use these additional resources, the children's literature, when we use these resources in a classroom library or in the school library, it becomes very interactive and it becomes useful. We are using technology also, we are using offline learning resources also. We are just having the input of the website and we have the books in with us. So we are using technology and offline learning process both go hand in hand in this way. So it's really important that we use the resources that are readily available, and that too we don't have to buy any membership or things like that. So no technicalities involved like these. We that are readily available for free downloads, and we can definitely use all these resources in our classrooms to make learning more relevant and more reflective also. We can reflect on the processes when we would have to reflect on the learning process as well. So to reflect that we have to have that kind of resources that are important so that we can interact. Like when I see publishing houses, they are having children's literature in various topics. So when I read a book, but for one time I read a book, and but the second time when I read that same book again, so different learning comes up related to that book. So that means that we have to reflect on our learning process also, and how we are using the resources like books, stories, rhymes, and things like that in our learning process in the curriculum, so that children do not feel left out and they keep on connecting with the learning process in a interesting way and in an active way. So, like I mentioned, there are language learning apps and websites. Uh, Ma'am, can you please share the link of that hindikibindi.com? Hello, hello, hello.
I've shared, ma'am. The link
Okay,
is shared.
okay,
You can
okay,
go continue.
okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
since you have stopped, I would like to welcome my co-partner, Miss Sumedha. Sumedha, are you here? Yeah, yeah.
Hello,
Welcome,
everyone.
Sumedha.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, she is also the co-leader of GEG Ghaziabad and Surat, and of course they all are busy. So thanks, Sumedha, for joining us. We will again join back at the end. Continue, Akansha, please. Thank you.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah. So, I was talking about the learning apps, language learning apps that we all have, that we have used. We can use like the ones I mentioned in the presentation. So I'll just take you to a link that is for hindikibindi.com. So I'll just take you to that, and we'll see in actual that how does it look like, and what all resources we can have there. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Do you
Yeah.
need anything?
Yeah, is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, your screen is completely visible.
This link
And
is
I have,
visible, right? Hindi?
yeah, yeah, Hindi ki Bindi, yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, thank you. So, when I see this, when I click on this Hindi Ki Bindi website, so like you can see that there are various options like Aaj, Vidyarthi, Parivarik. So, there are various fields like entertainment, story, like you can say today's thought and the story, Aaj Ki Kavita, the poem, and things. We also have one option as apps mentioned as apps. So there these things like when I come to the technicalities of Hindi language. So I'll just mention the names of this thing. So we can have in Hindi like swar vyanjan, names of the vegetables, names of the fruits, and so we can use these apps and we can use this thing in our classes to make it more interesting, and it's more relatable to the learners' lives. So there, this is having all kinds of stories, rhymes, be it two, three liners, or short poems or short stories. So we have these kinds of things. Like you can also see various poems on Hindi language, on rivers. Similarly, I'll just take you to one more link similar to this thing, language learning and across all subjects. This is an organization that is called as Eklavya. That's a Hoshanga Bhopal based organization that is catering to the education field, and they are also into publishing and books and content material and learning material. So I'll just take you to that website. Yes. So they also have, apart from the resources, they also have their teacher journals like Sandarbh and Chakmak. So I'll just take you to that. Just give me a second. Yes. So this is an organization that talks about these things, and it is not just limited to language. It has all subjects and across grades. So when I click on this thing, you can definitely see a story, a book. Yes, I'll click on these magazines. So when it comes to these magazines, when if you want to access these magazines, it is just showing us the prices of the subscription. But all these magazines are available online for online free access also. So when I click on this, like I click on Sandar. So Sandarbh is a teacher journal that talks about various subjects and various topics that are related to education and society in general. So it talks about various issues that we all face, like classroom management or science learning or language learning. So I'll just take you to this books thing, and we'll just have a glimpse of what kind of books we can have in this all books. Okay. So the books we are having is I personally have also used these books in my college level teaching also, and professional experience also. So the books are like, these are topics about little science, that is waste, best out of waste. Like you can see, it's not limited to language learning. It's saying Saur Urja Ki Kahani, the story of solar energy, and maths learning, Khelo Ganit. So we can, the thing I'm trying to say is that materials are unlimited, resources are unlimited. It all depends on us, how we are using them, and how we can implement them and apply them to our classrooms. So if I click on this catalog, so we have all kinds of resources available. We have good publishing houses like NCRT, Children Book Trust, and the National Book Trust, and think many more. So that offer us various reliable things, that are resources in books in the physical form also, and in the online form also. So it all depends on us, how we are using our knowledge, and so that is all about it. So I just wanted to say, is there I'm just open to any feedback or any questions. So that was the session about Edtech Ventures, and I'll love to hear any questions or any feedback or reflection on this session. Thank you.
Wonderful, Miss Akansha. It was really a great session, and uh, like I hope the audience must have enjoyed everything what you have shared with, and they are going to explore all the various tools and apps which you had shared with them. So I cannot see any comments. I hope it's very simple and very well explained. So no questions were there from the audience side. So
Thank you.
we are so glad to have you here on this platform.
Thank you,
Over to
ma'am.
you, Sumita.
Thank you, Akansha, ma'am. It was really a very enlightening session. Although I was able to join in the mid because I was in school, I had a offline school today, but I was eagerly waiting to join you and listen to your session and all the epic sessions, in fact. And it was really a treat to my eyes and ears listening to you and all the tools and all the educational platforms that you have just introduced to our audience. I hope it is going to help all the educators, and it is obviously going to make us better teachers, and our students will be able to get a lot of engaging and live experiences into the learning, and especially when there are schools when it is running online, sometimes due to COVID, sometimes due to winter. So it is the time that it is a need of the hour that we should start using these edtech ventures and be prepared with our toolkit, that whenever any such online classes happen, we should give the best experiences to our children. That's what the entire theme of APEC is, also hybrid learning, because now we cannot go to the traditional teaching altogether. We have to use a blend of both online teaching also and offline teaching, and we don't know whenever the switch will be turned on and again we have to come into the edtech mode. So it's always best to be ready with the toolkit. And thank you, very nice
Thank you,
toolkit you
ma'am.
have given to our audience today. And
Thank you,
we
ma'am.
are really grateful that such an engaging session you have taken. Thank you for coming to our platform.
Thank you, ma'am.
All the best.
Dear audience, yeah, dear audience, I have shared the participation link in the chat comment box. Please go and fill that form to get your certificate for our session. And I've also shared few other comments. So please, you can take the screenshot of the show you're watching and share on social media using hashtag GEG APAC and Surat Ghaziabad. So please do that, and it will be a great motivation for us as well. I hope you're going to give your valuable feedback to us and get the certificate as well. Thank you, Ms. Akansha. As Sumedha ma'am said, yeah, it was really a very nice session. As there are no questions, I would just end up the session. So, bye bye. Have a nice day, good dear audience. Bye.